So this is one part of the week, what we are going to do, and this is an overview session, what we are going to do, and what is the requirement of AMC. I think we have already discussed about AMC. So what is the basic role of AMC? Why we require an AMC? Before going to discuss about an AMC, Adverse Drug Reaction Monitoring Center, we need to have a focus of pharmacovigilance. What is a pharmacovigilance? We know the basic concepts of pharmacovigilance, but we have a program of pharmacovigilance program in India, which was started recently 20 years back, which is very recent, and 20 years back. So why we are going to concentrate on that, as now we are celebrating this 1 week, we are conducting, we are organizing this 1 week of program. What is the significance of that? So all this we are going to discuss within this short period of time. So the first is, what is a pharmacovigilance? Pharmacon is a Greek word which means that this is which is related to an medicine. The second one is a Latin term which is leading to an research or coordination between an medicine and what are its complications which are leading to an medicine related complications. To keep and watch or else to identify what is the possible errors, what are the possible defects which will be leading to a mishandling of medicine, what are the possible errors which where we can find related to the drugs. All those we are going to discuss under pharmacovigilance. Pharmacovigilance in brief, which we can define that as identification, assessment, monitoring. There are so many other factors which will come under and pharmacovigilance. But beyond that, according to WHO, they have clearly mentioned that as an science and activities relating to detection, assessment, understanding and prevention of adverse events or any other drug related problems. So what is the role of pharmacovigilance actually? Before this pharmacovigilance, everything will have a history of it. Like AMC have a history. Why we started an AMC? That was started recently 2 years back, and we got the first institute for pharmacy. Why we got an AMC? Why don't we have an AMC 10 years back? Why don't we have an AMC 20 years back? And why we got this program of pharmacovigilance only 10 years back or 20 years back? Why we don't have? So there are so many drug related complications. As we all know that every drug is a chemical molecule. There is no drug without a complications. Are you getting my point? If a drug doesn't have any complications, if a drug doesn't have any side effects or adverse effects, then that will not be a drug. This is very clear that a drug will definitely have its side effects, will definitely have its adverse effects, will definitely have its miscomplications. But every drug will have two benefits. One will be a positive benefit, one will be a negative benefit. Instead of saying that as a positive benefit and negative benefit, we can say that as a risk and benefits. So every drug will have a risk, every drug will have a benefit. But it depends upon the percentage, how much amount you are taking that. For example, the best example of this ratio for risk and benefit ratio we have in cetirizine. What is classification of cetirizine? Where we are using that cetirizine? Antihistamines, which is commonly used as a cough and cold. So this is a common side effect that when a person is taking a cetirizine, irrespective of the doses, definitely there will be a sedative dose, sedative effect will be there. So, but how much amount of sedative effect will be observed? Whether that will be of 40%, 80%, 20%. Cetirizine will be having two benefits, two effects. One is on risk, the other one will be on benefit. Risk is of 20%, remaining benefit will be of 80%. Likewise, every drug will have its own benefit and risk ratio. But if there is a completely 80%, 90%, 100% of the risk, we are not going to get that medications. All those medications should be under decreased complications. Okay. So likewise, so that's the basic motto of pharmacovigilance is to identify the risk ratio and benefit ratio. Among that, these are all the few examples which has been approved in some years and which has been withdrawn. So the first example will be of pranolol. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
Pranolol. So this is one of the drug which was withdrawn in 5 years of time period. Even now it is available in some countries, but according to WHO, according to FDA guidelines, this has to be withdrawn. This should not be marketed. But there are some areas where it is available in combination form. The first complication why it has been withdrawn from the market within the 5 years of time period. The first complication is blindness. I think you are aware about this clinical studies, post-marketing surveillance studies. For every drug, for example, if I have identified any drug, it will be having a patent period of 5 to 10 years of time. For example, I have identified this tablet So this tablet, if I take patent on this tablet, I can be having the complete right on this tablet up to 5 years to 10 years. But the first example of withdrawal is within the 5 years it has been withdrawn. Why it has been withdrawn? Because that is leading to a massive destruction which is not corrected. So that cannot be corrected. That correction which cannot be modified is the first one, blindness. The second one is anaxoprofen. Have you heard about this? This is one of the most common NSAID before ibuprofen. Have you heard about ibuprofen? Ibuprofen, profen. There are so many pens. Before this, we have a common drug of anaxoprofen, which was leading to a complication of liver and renal toxicity. In the same year, it has been withdrawn. This is one of the most common drug which was used in 1980s. Immediately after entering on market, within a span of 1 year, it has been withdrawn because of liver and renal toxicity, which was induced with around 20,000 people has been affected. This was the year in the case of 1982. Next one is the next drug is of excessive mortality, which was approved in the year 1987 and which was being withdrawn from the year 1991. This is one of the commonest. So likewise, we have so many other medications, but these are the only few medications which was withdrawn within the time gap of 5 to 6 years old. But beyond all this, the most common thing, what happens to come out beyond all this, there are 100 numbers, n number of medications which will be leading to an complications, which will be leading to an drug interactions, which will be leading to an adverse drug effects, which will be leading to an side effects. Beyond all this, the first concept of pharmacovigilance, there should be an proper documentation, there should be a proper accountability for every medication which was leading to all this program of pharmacovigilance was thalidomide disaster. Thalidomide disaster is one of the massive disasters of all drugs. Every drug, like I have told you that cetirizine will be leading to a 20% of complication. The same cetirizine will be leading to a life-threatening complication in some rare cases. But thalidomide is not like that. Thalidomide has created lakhs of people until now they are suffering. That was the first medication which was leading, but that was like, have you heard about Bhopal gas station? Hiroshima, sir.
Yes.
These are all the common strategies, but this is the only drug strategy. After that, where we have a concept of pharmacovigilance. Before that, there was no vigilance, there was no adverse drug, there was no side effects, nothing was there. But after thalidomide disaster, everyone came in concept that this drug strategy has to be monitored. There should be a proper monitoring, there should be a proper regulation. Then the concept of pharmacovigilance came in. So what was the thing? What happens in thalidomide disaster? The brief output of thalidomide disaster. It was marketed in the year 1960s. So I will tell you that later. In 1960s is what it was marketed, and it was marketed in only 46 countries. Only 46 countries. How many countries we have? Overall, worldwide. How many exact countries we have? Keep that point. Note that point. So only it was marketed in 46 countries in the year 1960s, which was heavily promoted only in 46 countries. The impact was, it was around 20,000 cases. 20,000 cases only in that specific year, only in 46 countries. If it was promoted for remaining countries, what may be the impact? Only in 46 countries, only 20,000 cases have been reported. If it was promoted in remaining countries also, then definitely there will be a complication. So the first case reported in the year, in the same year where it was marketed and where it was formulated. So the most common complication was phocomelia. What is phocomelia? Other than this phocomelia, we can say it as a teratogenesis. So the most common complication which will be leading to a thalidomide teratogenesis. What is teratogenesis? What will be there in our body which will be having food? For every human body, 4 will be there. Upper arms, upper legs and lower limbs. This will be on food. So if a patient is consuming a thalidomide, if patient is of female, if thalidomide has been injected to the female patient, if female patient is of this category of thalidomide, why it was formulated? So to control morning sickness. Definitely in the last of first trimester, gestational period of a human body is classified into 3 trimesters. First trimester, second trimester and third trimester. So the last of first trimester and the first of second trimester, definitely pregnant women will have a morning sickness, vomitingness, vomitings will be there, nausea will be there. To control that, the drug was formulated as a thalidomide. Thalidomide was the only drug that was the first drug to control morning sickness, which was formulated in the 1960s. It has been formulated in 46. It has been promoted in 46 countries. Only in 46 countries, only in 1 year, 1960s itself, they have reported around 20,000 cases. The impact was very huge. Till that period, there was no medication which was created 20,000 massive destruction because of one drug. So that was the case. So here the concept of this is mechanism of action. Mother was fine. Mother was fine. There may be an abortion cases in the later on stage, but after newborn babies, there was a teratogenicity. Teratogenicity in the sense there were what is tera? Four laws will be observed in a human body. Newborn babies will be leading to four toxic complications. The first one will be of either it may be of upper limbs and lower limbs will not be properly formulated, will not be properly matured enough, will not be properly developed, or there will be a hair lip formation. Hair lip means cleft lip formation will be there. Ear canals will be folded out. There will be a formation of external fingers. So these are all the complications what has been identified in this specific only one drop complication. After that, they have decided there should be a proper monitoring, and this was a massive impact on these specific countries. So according to USA in 1962, they have came with an act of Food and Drug Administration Act. According to that, they have before 1960s food was only Food and Drug Administration Act. Means in that they used to monitor only specifically food and its preservatives, not about the medications, not about the medicines, not about the excipients. But after 1962, only because of thalidomide disaster, they added medicines under this. So then it completely came to an act for monitoring of this medicine. Next is of UK. They came with an yellow card scheme. What is an yellow card scheme? So, which is for a proper monitoring of an areas, not like as in some other countries. In case of UK, they will be having a proper patient. One ID will be allotted with them. So, the complete history of the patient. What is the patient age? What is the patient diseases? What is the post medical history? What is the patient medical history? Everything will be allotted in that specific year itself. So, that was the impact of thalidomide. Only one drug has created so many impacts. So, there are few countries. So, US will have that. UK is this. Next is after that, WHO, World Health Organization, started in the year 1968. Not started. They started a program of this pharmacovigilance. Not exactly the pharmacovigilance. They started this international drug monitoring centers. Okay. So, what is the aim of this pharmacovigilance? What they have to do? Finally, only one drug has created some programs. It has initiated some awareness camps. They have initiated some monitoring centers over the drugs. So, finally, what they have to do? So these are the aims to improve patient care, safety in relation to medicine, all medical and paramedical intervention. This was the first aim. The second aim will be of improve the same public health and safety in relation to use of medication. What is the difference between the first point and the second point? Here, paramedical interventions and medical safety. The first point is paramedical intervention. What are the paramedical interventions? Just note that these pharmacovigilance complications, these drug-related complications, are not only because of the drug. Along with drug, there are some other things which will be leading to a complication. So those all will come under a paramedical intervention. Paramedical interventions in the sense, why we are advised to take medications only with water? Why we are not advised to take medications with coffee or some other solvents? Why it is advised to take only with water? Because the solubility of the drug will not be changes. If you are advising medication to take with some other solvent, there will be a solubility change. If once the solubility has been changed, definitely the drug availability in the human body, bioavailability of the drug will be decreasing. Because of that, solvent is conformed to one specific solvent. Other than water, there should not be any other. Because the solubility, there are so many other. Even the stability will be changing. There are so many other factors which will be there. So those are all factors which will come under paramedical things. Next is the direct relation with the medicine. Next, this second, the word is contribute, assessment, and benefit. This is the point which we have discussed. So the thing is benefit, harm, effect, or risk of the medication. As I told you that for every drug we will be having a benefit and risk ratio. So we have to monitor whether the drug which you are going to select, how much benefit it is, how much efficient it is. When a patient is suffering with a common complications of normal body pains, what we have to advise, whether we have to advise that paracetamol or whether we have to advise an acetylphenol or diclofenac. When patient is suffering with a normal type of body pains, what we have to advise, whether we have to go with paracetamol or whether we have to go with an diclofenac. Paracetamol. When person is, I'm repeating this again, when person is suffering with a normal type of body pains, what type of medications we have to prefer? Antipyretics or analgesics? Antipyretics or analgesics? Antipyretics or decrease hyperthermia, body temperature, which will decreases only body temperature, whereas analgesics or NSAIDs, which will controls an inflammatory complications, which will controls an pain complication. You may get doubt that paracetamol will also have an anti-inflammatory action, but we need to go with an risk and benefit ratio. If we go with an paracetamol, there may be a complications of hepatotoxicity, there may be a complications of resistance, there may be a complications of some other complications, but when patient is having clear-cut chief complaints, we should not go with any other medication. We have to go with the same medications which is available as per the requirements. Next, to promote, understand about pharmacovigilance, education, awareness, what we are doing on the conferences, editings, all this should be done. Next, there are some terminologies which we need to understand. I think this has been discussed. It has been discussed or not. Adverse events, serious adverse effects. No. Fine. Adverse drug reactions, already this has been discussing from the yesterday itself, I think. So no need to monitor about it. What is about adverse drug reaction? What is adverse drug reaction? That we are going to discuss in later. So the other thing is adverse event. What is the difference between adverse effect and adverse event? Adverse event is a negative expression encountered by an individual during the course of clinical trial which may or may not be associated with drug. Which may be or may not be associated with drug. Here in case of adverse drug reaction, you are mentioning it as an adverse drug reaction. This is an adverse event. Depending upon the drug parameter, what are the other parameters which will be influencing the drug mechanism? The solvent, what has been consumed during drug administration, age of the patient, sex of the patient, weight of the patient, all other basic parameters which are required, and the diet what has been consumed, whether what diet patient has consumed, all these are all the factors which will come. So depending upon the, not only depending upon the drug, this is completely depending upon the drug related parameter that will come under an adverse events. So the next one is serious adverse event. So any drug event which is fatal, life threatening, permanently disabling, or which results in hospitalization. So that will be leading to a serious adverse event. Next, what has to be done? What is the process of pharmacovigilance? This is very common. Detection, assessment, signal generation, all this will be there. So we have two types of reportings. Once you identify an adverse drug reaction, what has to be done? Once you have identified an adverse drug reaction, what has to be done? It can be reported by two forms. One is spontaneous, the other one is mandatory reporting. So the spontaneous is, which is very common. Now we have an adverse monitoring center in Golden Mills. Before 2 years back, for every one region we used to have one monitoring center. Like in case of Mysore one, there is an Andhra Pradesh related one, Kurnool monitoring center was there. Now, because of PCI initiation, it has been every Form D initiation course will have one monitoring center. Now we have a monitoring center. So this is a spontaneous process. Once you identify, whenever you go for an ward, if you identify any drug related complication, it has to be reported immediately to the local AMC. That will be forwarded to the regional, from the regional to zonal, zonal to national, national to international, international to the final monitoring center. So the next one is mandatory. This has to be done by the professionals. This has to be done only after not in the education grade. It has to be done basically with a professional background only. So the next one is what are the other requirements which we require is the first data collection should be there. I have seen one drug on the patient bed. The patient has used that with an oral that cannot be reported. Definitely there should be a data collection. We have to collect the data with a proper asset. So data collection should be there and capturing. If it is possible, we need to capture the reactions of the patient. If there may be an hypersensitivity reaction, there are different types of hypersensitivity reaction. Anaphylactic shock may be there. That has to be captured. And next one is the storage. We have created that, we have kept around, no, there should be a proper storage, there should be a proper maintenance and retrieval. What is data selection and retrieval? Retrieval in the sense we need to cross check whether the same report has been generated in some other agencies or not. It has to be cross checked and then we need to process it. So the main source of this pharmacovigilance, why we are monitoring this is not because of our institution, this is not because of one institution. This is the initiation program which has been monitored and which has been under the regulation of WHO, World Health Organization, and UMC. What is UMC? Monitoring Center. These two are the responsible for water. So, for example, if I found a drug interaction, I cannot directly call to a company and can say that your drug is leading to an interaction, kindly withdraw the drug. No one will listen to that. So we need to report it, we need to document it. After finalizing, if the same complaints has been recorded from different countries, then WHO and Uppsala Monitoring Center, they will sit together, they will finalize, that is the field work that they are going to do, and then finalize whether it has to be withdrawn. Recently, 2 years back in the COVID period, Rantac has been withdrawn from the market. How many of you are aware of it? So Rantac has been withdrawn from the market because unfortunately there was one mishandling with the formulation, one particle which was carcinogenic, which has been mixed with the Rantac formulation. They came to know that few of the physicians has reported to the company. They came to know that they have called back all the batch numbers, they have called back all the product. Then they have again made some changes and again it has been released. So what is the functions of WHO? Other than the basic awareness, other than education, what is the basic functions which are related to pharmacovigilance? The first one is to drug monitoring, second one is to collect, assess and communicate, which is commonly done, and collaborate with the member of countries, development of practice in the science of pharmacovigilance. So in case of pharmacovigilance program in India, this is an overall worldwide. Coming to India, who is going to monitor them? What is CDSC? Control. Next, DCGI, Drug Control General. Along with that, Ministry of Health and Welfare. And according to our schedules, we have different schedules. This is not like I have formulated one drug and I will market it. No. According to which schedule your drug is suitable, according to that schedule it has to be created, the regulations has to be made. So according to the schedule Y, pharmacovigilance program was initiated and it was under the Drug and Cosmetic Acts of 1945. So this is a normal strategy how the monitoring centers have been monitored under Indian government. So the first will be, as I told you, that CDSCO, DCGI and Ministry of Health and Welfare will be there. So that will be considered as steering committee. They will be organizing. Why we are conducting this 1 week of pharmacovigilance? So they will be initiating the first thing in order to create an awareness, in order to create a proper education programs. They will be creating a proper guidance for that. They will be creating and regulations that has to be monitored. Next, so that will be forwarded to Indian Pharmacovigilance Commission, which is there in Ghaziabad. So from there, the information will be forwarded to all the institutions. From there, it will be reaching to the people. From there, it will be reaching to the students. So now coming to an adverse drug reaction. Still now we are discussing about adverse drug reaction. What actually adverse drug reactions? So the drug reaction, we should have two basic properties of it. Chemical properties, physical properties. I think you have learned in your chemistry. So the basic thing, when can we say that this is a drug reaction? As I told you that citizen will be leading to a sedation. Can we say that that is a drug reaction? Can we say that that is an adverse drug reaction? Paracetamol will be leading to an hepatotoxicity. Immediately taking paracetamol, it will not lead to an hepatotoxicity. After so many periods of episode, after certain amount of doses will be there. According to an clinical toxicology, we need to take 1300 to 1500 mg per day. If it is continuously taken more than 4 days, then it will be leading to a hepatotoxicity. Are you getting my point? Paracetamol, once daily 650 mg will not cause an hepatotoxicity. Twice daily will not cause an hepatotoxicity. Thrice daily will also not cause hepatotoxicity. Continuously, if it has been taken thrice daily continuously for 4 to 5 times, then there may be an initiation of hepatotoxicity. Per day, paracetamol can be consumed 1300 to 1500 mg per day. Not more than that. If it is more than 1500 mg, then there will be a complication of hepatotoxicity. On the first drug reaction, we cannot say that that is an adverse drug reaction. So it should have the basic properties like nauseation changes. Nauseation means internal homeostasis. Homeostasis of a human body has to be changed. which should be toxic in nature. Nauseation means toxic in nature, and homeostasis. Homeostasis means we will be having two environments: external environment and internal environment. Internal environment we are considering it as a homeostasis. When we are taking a medication, internal environment should not change. Internal environment will depend upon the five basic factors. What are those five basic factors? pH of a human body, pH of the blood, temperature, electrolytes, fluid balance, and ionic balance. These are the five elements which will be making our body to be controlled condition. So, when can we say that this drug is going to cause adverse drug reaction? So, when that drug is going to cause a toxic effect or nauseating effect. So, that will be the first property of an adverse drug reaction. So, the second one is due to drug or decreased dose of drug. So, that reaction should be able to control with a dose dependency. If dose has been increased, reaction should be having a severity. If dose has been withdrawn, the reaction should be subsided. So, depending upon these two properties, we can confirm that that is an adverse drug reaction. Other than this, there are so many other properties like unintended. Unintended means without what we say, wantedly if you are not taking that. Unintended. Intended means wantedly you are taking. Unintended without knowing. Next is statistics. Per annual, how many people are suffering with this? Annually, this is an old statistics, not a recent statistics. Recent statistics is not available. According to 2021 statistics, ADR will be one of the most common complications which will lead to a hospitalization of patients. How many people are hospitalized per year? Per year, not less than 3 lakhs of people. 3 lakhs of people are getting hospitalized every year. You may think that is very less. Around 130 crores of population, 3 lakhs is very less. But it will be leading to all other complications. 3 lakh of people will be leading to an hospitalization. And next is, once hospitalized, 30% chances of ADR, risk of the complication. Among the 30% of the patient, those who are hospitalized because of ADR, among them, 5% of the people will be risk factor. Risk factor in the sense they will be having a life-threatening complication which cannot be recovered properly. Next, classifications of ADRs. I think this has been completed. So these are the different common types of ADRs: A, B, C, D, E. So A is augmented. This is very common type. A is augmented, B is a disorder, C for chemical, D for delayed, E for end of treatment, F for familial, G for genotoxicity, H for hypersensitivity, U for unclassified. So this is very simple type of classification according to Wills and Brown's ADRs. And other than this, we have other type of classification of ADRs which is depending upon the severity. The common type of severity related ADRs is mild, moderate, and severe, and lethal. Mild is minor or mild, which is on the first day, a small type of rashes. If you take some lotions or some ointments, a small type of rashes will be observed. That can be controlled, which can be controlled without any further treatment. That can be considered as a minor ADR. And next one is moderate, which can be controlled up to 5 to 6 hours of the treatment. Then it will be of moderate ADRs. Next one is severe. There will be a potential life-threatening complex. When any organ is going to be damaged completely, that is considered as a severe. And lethal is complete. Life is going to be damaged. So examples of augmented is the basic anticoagulants. Bleeding complications will be there. Next one is beta blockers. Examples of beta blockers: atenolol, propanolol. So that will be leading to a bradycardia. Next, disorder type of reactions. Disorder is what? Disorder is nothing but an unexpected reaction which we cannot expect. There are so many examples for disorder reactions. Anaphylactic shock, penicillin, which will be leading to an anaphylactic. Can we guess that the penicillin will be leading to an anaphylactic shock in that specific patient? We cannot predict it. The unpredictable types of reactions will be considered as a disorder type of reactions. Next is paracetamol hepatotoxicity, as I told you that. Next, delayed, which will be leading to delayed type of adverse reactions, which are most commonly observed in case of chemotherapeutic agents. Have you heard about chemotherapeutic agents in case of anti-cancer medications? So the patient, those who are using anti-cancer medications, definitely they will be having a vomiting sensation. So in that vomiting sensation, this is one of the most common type of ADR. Patient, those who are suffering with a cancer, they need to take anti-cancer medications. Once they started using anti-cancer medication, that will be leading to an ADR. among that area, this is one of the best example. Next, this is phenol withdrawal. Withdrawal, have you heard about withdrawal symptoms? Once there is an activation of any CNS related drugs, whether it may be a CNS depressants or it may be of CNS stimulants, so the drugs should be given as a proper withdrawal, it should be given as a proper withdrawal doses. It is not like paracetamol. First day we have given 650 mg, second day we have given 650 mg, and third day we have not given 650 mg. That is fine. That will not cause any complication. But here, in case of the specific types of ADOs which are related to CNS complications, which will be leading to a withdrawal symptom. In case of withdrawal symptom, the dose should be gradually increased, and once it has been come to its maximum point, it has to be decreased in the same gradual way. It is not like that on the first day we have given 20 mg, and the next day we have given 20 mg, third day we are not giving any doses. It is not like. In case of withdrawal symptoms, we have to increase doses gradually. After reaching to their maximum therapeutic doses, it has to be decreased gradually. Okay? So if it is not done properly, the gradual movement increasing and decreasing of doses has been not done properly. So these type of areas we can be able to identify. So the common causes of ADS other than drugs. What are the other common causes of ADS? So there are so many other common causes of ADS. The first one is correct doses. Drug may be right. Drug may be correct. Paracetamol 650 mg is right. But how many doses we are prescribing? How many frequencies we are prescribing? As per the standard references, we have to use only thrice. But we should not use it more. If patient is taking more, then that will not come under drug interaction. It is the dosage interaction. So this is also a common type of error which will be leading to a drug interaction. So the other is overdosing. Next one is allergies related to the chemical components. There are some patients, those who are allergic for salicylates. Salicylate allergies will also be there. So in case of that patient, we should not go for an aspirin. So we need to identify the past medical history, then we need to prescribe it. And next, combination of medicine with an alcohols. Not only in case of alcohols, nowadays it has been very common that taking medication along with some beverages. Not only in alcohol, there are so many other soft beverages also. That is not advisable because that beverages will be having a preservative, that beverages will be having a gas preservative. That will be leading to an alteration in the stability of the drugs. There are some entry-coated medications. There are some prolonged sustained release medications will be there. So that release medications will be going to alter. So here the drug will be fine, but along with the drug, the other excipients what has been taken, that are going to be amplified. Next one is drug-related factor, dose duration, inherent toxicity of pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics. What is pharmacodynamic factor and what is pharmacokinetic factor? Pharmacodynamics is what drug? What is pharmacokinetics? What? So this is one of the best example of design. So here you can see the organs, what are the organs which are going to affect whenever there is a normal type of ADOs is localized. That will be only for that region. It may be an IV, IM, or that will be a localized region. But in case of bizarre, the complete body will be disabled, not able to perform properly. This is one of the common examples. So the first one is in case of which organs can be affected by antosis. So first organ which is going to be affected is brain, second is spot, third is renal system, liver, and these are the common organs which can be affected. And human body can survive without all these organs? Definitely. That will be leading to a disability of this. So depending upon this complications, medications has been categorized into 5 categories: A, B, C, D. So as I told you that every drug will be having a risk ratio, every drug will be having a benefit ratio. How we are going to identify that? As I told you now that every drug will be having a toxic effect, every drug will be having an adverse drug reaction will be there, every drug will be having some unwanted effects will be there. How we are going to identify which drugs will be having what type of reactions? As I told you that cetirizine is, we all know that because of that, as I told you that is 20% and 80%. What about naloxone? What about naloxone? This is very rarely used. For that easy identification, this adverse drug reactions has been classified. Not that classification, depending upon the adverse drug reaction, all drugs have been classified into 5 categories: A, B, C, D, and X. A is for, as the first point, no risk. A medication, multivitamins, paracetamol, diclofenac, aceclofenac, all normal narrow spectrum antibiotics will come under this A categories. So this will not have any risk. B category will have may or may not. It doesn't have any specific clinical data. Next one is C. We cannot rule out the complication. Definitely there will be a complication, but we cannot underestimate the complication. That category will consider as C. Next one is D. Definitely there will be a potential risk. Means this medication should not be given in that specific age of patient. We will be having four special population of patients. What are those four special population? First one is pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, geriatrics and pediatrics. So these category of medication should not be prescribed in these four category of population. For normal adults we can give them, but with specific portion has to be monitored. And the last one is X. This is completely contraindicated in pregnant women. Not only in case of pregnant women, even in case of neonates, even in case of breastfeeding mothers, even in case of geriatrics, in case of pediatrics, these are all completely contraindicated. Without proper medical reason, we should not give this medication because this will cause exact 100% of toxicity will be there. Clear?